In today's video, I will be reviewing the new album by Jorn called Over the Horizon Radar. The album was released on June 20th, 2022. So Jørn Lande is a Norwegian hard rock and heavy metal singer. He's been in many bands, for example, Ark, Beyond Twilight, Millenium, Vagabond, The Snakes, and a power metal band called Masterplan. He's also a member of Avantasia, that's like a supergroup, and he's worked as a lead singer and a guest singer on many other bands. Right now he is working on just his solo band, so it's called Jorn. His vocal style has been compared to both like David Coverdale and Ronnie James Dio, and he also does a lot of cover albums. So this guy is very busy. He does a lot of stuff. He's been around a while. He's like a little older than I am. I think he's like 54 years old, but he definitely has a long career. So to be honest, I've only heard about him like for the first time a few years ago. He was never really well known in North America, I guess, but I did some research and he is a very hardworking singer. He's played with many different bands, and I do remember listening to him a little bit. Like I have heard some of his cover songs. That was maybe a couple of years ago. But this album is classic heavy metal and melodic like hard rock, but they mix a lot of styles. So in my opinion, the sound is a cross between like melodic European power metal, classic heavy metal like Dio, Black Sabbath, some hair metal, some like White Snake, Def Leppard, and there's some blues rock, maybe like the older Deep Purple. He has a very powerful voice. He kind of sounds more like Dio when he sings like the heavier songs, and more like Coverdale when he sings like the lighter songs or ballads. But the songs are filled with memorable choruses. There are heavy guitar riffs, and let's talk about them. The album is 11 songs, 58 minutes long. I won't do track by track. I'm just going to talk about maybe like 7 songs out of the 11, and I'll give my final thoughts and the score at the end. So the album opens with Over the Horizon Radar. It's the title track. I like this one a lot. It starts with a melodic riff followed by a very heavy riff. He's a powerful vocal delivery in this one, and the chorus is just very melodic. You also get some guitar harmonies between the verses. There's some keyboards in the background. It kind of gives it a very full sound. And the production is very good. You hear all the instruments very clearly. I like the heavy riff in the song. Kind of reminded me of that like 80s era Black Sabbath. The song is a melodic breakdown, and it slows the song down a little bit, but the song builds back up and it kind of brings back that main melody. So very great, really good opening opening track for the album. Next is Dead London. It starts with some church bells followed by an intro. It sounds like a Def Leppard song. Has those distorted arpeggios played on power chords. Kind of follows with some melodic lead guitar playing. The song slows down a bit, introduces some heavier riffing. The vocal performance is very heavy. It's very emotional. The lyrics are very interesting. My interpretation of the lyrics is that it's about an alien invasion of the city of London, and he's telling about the story about people fighting for survival. And it's also one of the longer songs. It's a little over 7 minutes. Then there's My Rock and Roll, and this song is pretty good. It has a quiet intro, and this is where you really kind of hear like that David Coverdale kind of vocal style coming out. Reminds me of like classic Deep Purple songs. The one that came to mind was Soldiers of Fortune. And the song gets really heavy, has some thick and plodding Black Sabbath style riffs. The song is heavy, it moves at a slower pace. The lyrics are straightforward. He's talking about the rock and roll dream and the lifestyle. It's straightforward heavy metal, taking influence from bands like Black Sabbath, White Snake, and Deep Purple. Another long song, this one is 7.5 minutes. And then track number 4 is probably my favorite, called One Man War. And this is the one that's stuck in my head the most after listening to this album a few times. It's a nice mix of the heavy and the light. Starts with a heavy intro. It gets quieter in the verses. This was also one of the singles. There's a cool music video showing the band playing in a dark candlelit setting. The chorus is very memorable, and like I said, this will be one that will kind of like stay in your head afterwards. The lyrics are very descriptive, and the song meaning is, or I think it is, it's about the rock and roll lifestyle. But he also uses many like science fiction and fantasy analogies throughout the song. So my interpretation may be wrong, but this one is just very epic. The sound is big, it makes you feel good while listening to it. So let me jump to track number 7. And that is a Ode to Black Nightshade, and this one really stood out for me. It's an acoustic ballad, has some 70s like folk rock influences and a classic rock sound. And this is also similar to like a Coverdale era, kind of Deep Purple, one of their ballads maybe. But it does bring in some heavy power chords as the song progresses. The lyrics are very descriptive and thought-provoking. Now, I'm not really sure about the real meaning of the song, but it's very descriptive in nature, and the song is just for anyone who loves 70s style classic rock. Then there is Winds of Home. This is a short song at 3 minutes, but this one has some really good guitar work. Has one guitar playing a galloping riff and the other lead guitar playing some like atmospheric guitar licks. The song has an epic feel with a powerful vocal delivery. The song is about reminiscing about the past. It's a very simple song. It has a steady rhythm and it has a nice melody. It ends with some quiet sounds of wind blowing and kind of transitions to the next song, and that is called In the Dirt. And this one is very good. It has a very heavy arena rock sound. Some of the riffs in the intro remind me a little of like Def Leppard, maybe a late 80s Whitesnake. The song is a love song, has some heartfelt lyrics. It's very melodic. The guitar riffs are very memorable. This would be one of the more memorable songs that does stick in your head after listening to it. The album ends with Faith, Bloody Faith, and it's an extended album version. And the last song on the album, it's an older song. It was released last year. And this was a song chosen for Jorn to sing in the Eurovision competition. This one has a cool intro riff, has some smooth vocals, and this song is just classic arena rock. It has some heavy power chord riffs. It has some soaring vocals in the chorus. This one has some cool drum fills in the middle of the song, and it's just a catchy hard rock song. And it must be a good song if it was chosen for Eurovision. So this is definitely an enjoyable album. I'm definitely a fan of Jorn now. I know he's been around a long time, but I am now just getting into him. The album was very good start to finish. I wouldn't say that there aren't any bad songs, but it does have a really good front half of the album. Like the first 4 songs are just, 10 out of 10 songs. They're really great. The middle songs are very good, and the album does close with some really like a nice run of good songs. So songs are melodic, they are catchy. You'll be singing them throughout the day after you listen to them. The production is very good. You hear every instrument very well. You can hear the bass guitar in the songs. You can hear the 2 lead guitars, the rhythm and the lead. The drums are very crisp and clear. So my final score is a 9 out of 10. Let me know in the comments what you thought. Up next, I will be looking at a post I recently put up asking you all what I should review. I'm thinking the next ones will be Civil War and White Ward. Now, White Ward, I do kind of need a couple more listens to because it is a very complex album and I need to, listen to it properly. But continue to post, comment, give me recommendations if you want. That's all. Please remember, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.